According to a new report, the average cost of care for an infant exceeds the cost of in-state college tuition in 41 states. Wow, I see you, Natalie. You got it on point. And in many parts of the country, parents pay more for child care than a mortgage or rent, putting formal care financially out of reach for many moderate and low-income families. Today, I have Natalie Foster, president of the Economic Security Project. She's here to join us to discuss a new report and how we can make childcare more affordable and accessible for all families. Good morning, Natalie. How are you?
I'm well. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. What does this new report tell us about the state of childcare in this country?
It tells us that care is wildly unaffordable for so many families. We know infant care in Missouri costs 31% more per year than in-state tuition for a four-year public college, joining the 41 other states where families spend more on childcare than they do in-state tuition. So we know that's unaffordable and out of reach for families, and it needs to change.
It definitely needs to change. Why is universal public childcare needed now more than ever?
It's needed now more than ever because parents are having to make very hard decisions, decisions that ripple out across the economy. They're having to make decisions about whether or not they keep working or they are able to put their kids in childcare. And those are decisions that have impact on local economies, local businesses, and all across the economy. So the cost of a broken system is incredibly high in the United States.
So, Natalie, how would your recommendations improve affordability and quality?
Well, right now, the system is just piece it together, family by family, rely on family members, try and make it work. We could do something more systematic. We could have a child care system in the United States, one that's affordable, if not free, that's universal, regardless of your race, your religion, or your zip code, that you have access to this care, that it's in every state across the country, and that's public, right? Just like our public education system, where every kid who wants it has a seat in the public school. We could do the same thing for childcare.
Wow. What are the economic consequences of not addressing childcare access and cost?
The economic consequences of such inaffordability is incredibly high. And we know it ripples out across the economy. It means people, primarily women, are having to make hard decisions about dropping out of the workforce. In just the past few weeks, we have seen record high numbers of women stepping out of the workforce. This isn't good for those families. It's certainly not good for those women. And it's not good for the economy across the board.
Where can we go for more information?
Well, if you want to read the report, you can go to the Economic Security Project, economicsecurityproject.org.
It's going to be very interesting, Natalie, to see what happens with this because we really could use it across the nation. Definitely. We could really could. Natalie, thank you so much for joining us on Morning Blend. Natalie Foster, president of the Economic Security Project. You know what's interesting? Finding out more information. Is there any type of funding somebody could send to your organization too?
Sure, we'll always accept donations, and that's great to be at economicsecurityproject.org. But what we're also really excited about is for families to tell their story about how childcare is unaffordable and to talk to their elected officials and say something has to be done. That's the way we get this done in the United States.
I like that, Natalie. Thank you so much. Thank you again for joining us on Morning Blend.
Great to be here.